Dr. Rick Fenny is travelling deep into the Pilbara. He has been asked to lead a data collecting mission on the geographical movements of wild camels in the region.
The goal here is to go out and tranquilise a camel with a dart gun from a helicopter and get him into a position where we can put a tracking collar on him, then let it go in good condition.
Currently, camels in this region are only tracked to be eradicated. But Dr. Rick sees things differently.
And this is where my interest comes in them, because if we can learn more about them by putting a tag on, we can learn about the habits and how to control them and how to turn them into a good resource. Camels were a very important source of transport in the pioneering days of Western Australia. Afghans came with their camels. They had big strings of them taking freight out to the stations and then bringing wool back to the coast. They reckon there's about 500,000 wild camels out there in Australia and increasing by 10% every year. And these camels have adapted very, very well to this countryside. I see them as a resource for the future. Camel milk is a great product, and camel meat is as good as any other meat.
The following morning, Rick heads into wild camel country to meet the team he's assembled.
So for this operation, we need a marksman, and we've got a very, very good man in Ed Swinhoe, who is also a zoologist.
When you can pull a team together of people that you trust, and having known the Fennies for so long, there's no greater colleague that I could choose for a job like this.
Ed, how you going, mate?
Good to see you.
You too, buddy.
Rick, this is Weldon Percy from...
G'day, Weldon.
G'day, Rick.
Mate.
Good to meet you.
Good. Yeah, thanks for coming up
No worries.
and joining our little adventure,
No
little
worries.
expedition. Did you see any camels?
Yep, I found a few about 15 minutes away.
Oh, really? You're going to head off early in the morning. We'll go out there and try and put a dart in one of them, and that should make them go down. We then land the chopper, put a collar on them. I'll check their parameters, make sure they're happy and healthy and doing okay. We give them a little shot to wake them up, and we then watch them walk away.
In order to collect the data from the camel's tracking collar, everything needs to go to plan.
You kind of think about these possible scenarios and think about how they'd play out, but them actually playing out is a completely different story.
Ed is concerned that the force of the propeller could cause the dart to miss the target.
I think we might go up the Savo and put a practice target out and send a few down range and see how it behaves. Another added kind of element in this whole procedure is that we've got a bigger helicopter. It's a R66 turbine, so it's got a huge amount of downforce. So how the bigger dart behaves when it enters that area of the propeller pushing down is an unknown variable. Getting that practice shot, that gave me a little bit of confidence back.
Dr. Rick Fenny and zoologist Ed Swinhoe are preparing to tranquilise and collar a wild camel to track its geographical movements. It's time to prepare the sedative.
Rick, so we've got 5cc darts today. They've got a little blank powder charge at the back. So what happens is it's inertia driven. So when it hits the beast, that little charge goes off, pushes the plunger forward.
Yeah, that is nice.
My kind of role in the whole procedure is the dart gun and the projection of the drugs that we put into the animal.
He's not a vet, but he's very, very good on his tranquiliser gun.
In order to sedate a camel, Dr. Rick is using a combination of sedatives.
And that would then bring down a 1,000-kilo animal. Say we make a few darts up for different scenarios and label them.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, one for a 700-kilo, one for a 600-kilo, 500-kilo, 800-kilo.
A lot depends on Ed getting the dart in exactly the right spot. We want to hit it right in that nice muscly spot of its rump.
Hope we make it, mate.
Mate, we'll be fine.
But anything could happen.
Game day is the culmination of all the hard work we've put into everything.
There's a fair bit of apprehension in the camp, both with me and with Ed, because we're newbies on the block here. We know the operation depends on both of us. But I think the mood is, one of apprehension, but quite confidence.
You can't tell anybody how stressed you are, so you got to have a bit of a cool hand Luke approach and a bit of a poker face. I was definitely feeling it.
So, Walter, we're going to head towards the ones you saw yesterday?
Yeah, no worries, Rick. We'll head out over the river here and see if we can find the same mock.
Yeah, I was pretty excited. I've done a bit of chopper work, had the doors off, of course. But it's a beautiful, crisp, clear desert morning.
And just this time of day, it's a good time of day for spotting animals.
What's that running down there?
The dingoes, I was actually quite surprised. I saw them running. I thought, what is that animal? Because they looked so big, looked too big to be a dog. But it was because they're running fast and they're so stretched out. These guys were on full gallop because they were chasing a kangaroo.
But this is not a scenic flight. Dr. Rick and his team must find a wild camel.
Walter, you doing a bit of a grid pattern there, or?
Yeah, we're just trying to do a grid pattern to make sure that we don't miss any potential spots where there might be camels here.
Yep.
You've got to realise there's no guarantees here. No guarantees we'd find a camel.
They can really be anywhere, eh?
The crazy thing is, I've never done this before, and nor has our marksman. He's never sedated a camel before.
If we can't find a camel, we're, up the proverbial. And there he was.
Oh, eyes on. Camel, yeah, beauty.
The stars aligned. There was a tan-coloured hump in the middle of a creek.
Yeah, look at the camel there. In perfect size, mate.
And there's a big old bull camel.
Rick, I'm tending towards that kind of 700. He's up at that top end, for sure.
There was all action stations from then on.
When you're ready to roll, last minute, I'll drop the dart in.
Well, I'm ready to roll whenever you are.
Welton had him positioned within seconds, it seemed.
Putting the dart into a 15 centimetre by 15 centimetre area on the back of a moving wild animal from a helicopter that's moving itself at rapid speed
Take your time, mate.
with winds coming from all different directions.
Take
3,
your time.
2, 1, go.
Just high.
We were all pretty confident that the shot was high.
The shot from the dart was just above the ideal spot.
So let's just hang off him and wait and see.
I started to time straight away. I knew that about 10 minutes is the ideal time for the drug to take effect.
If it doesn't work, we'll give the other dart.
The team have located and darted the wild camel, but it's showing no signs of sedation, and Dr. Rick needs to make a decision.
It's almost 10 minutes now. Yep.
You starting to get lethargic there now or not?
If he doesn't go down, we'll Ed's going to put the small dart in here.
Yep, no worries.
It's not working to my liking. I'd like to go in and place a half-dose shot in a better position.
So I'm going to charge up.
Everything goes into slow motion when you're at that point. There's one trigger pull.
That's done it. Well done.
Perfect, mate. That's how you do it, eh? Gun safe, clear.
That was good muscle there too. Look at this, look at this. This is what we want to see. Look, his thing's starting to drop. I reckon you can chop us down.
I was thinking that, yeah.
Now I'll leave the pilot.
Rick is confident the camel is sedated enough to approach safely and to fix the collar, but there are no guarantees.
I was actually surprised that we found a camel on his own. Big old bull camel that might have been kicked out from the herd. He was a perfect one for us.
Perfect, mate. Not shabby.
Your call on when to go in, Rick, I reckon.
Oh, I think we'll just hang back, still metabolising in him, sort of wearing off at the same time, so it's a fine balance.
So time is of the essence here. I know what a dangerous animal it is. It could bite your head off, and we wanted to be safe. And it was looking at us. It was saying, I don't know who you are, I don't like you.
I think we'll just walk in quietly and maybe put the rope around his legs. Still no guarantee we're going to get this collar on.
That's vet practice. You've really just got to be adaptable and have the confidence to adapt to the situation.
We've essentially given it a full dose now of the sedative. The animal's showing signs of sedation.
It's had some effect on him anyway.
Yeah. You go in first.
We'll go a bit closer.
We'll just go a little bit closer. I've known Rick for a long time, and we've got a bit of an unspoken bond, really, so I knew it's good to go in.
If they can affix the collar to the camel, they will be one step closer to understanding more about these animals.
Look at his head now. Unpredictable animal. These things kill you with one bite and they'll take your head off. Okay, I'm going in. Going in.
Rick had his nice soft cotton rope. The decision was made to wrap the rope around its legs and try and bring it gently down. Oh, you want to do that?
Try that.
Righto. You go, Rick. I got his attention.
I knew he was a very healthy animal because as we pulled the rope tight to try and ask him to go down, he just pushed out the leg and flicked us away virtually.
No matter how hard I tried to pull on that rope, there's only 90 kilos of me battling a 700, 800 kilo camel. There was a point where I was going to turn around to Rick and say, mate, there's no way that we're going to get this camel down, but I suppose persistence was key there. Bit of to and fro, managed to get the camel off balance and get it down onto its haunches.
Oh, where's that? We got something to put over its head?
We calmed him even further and made it more safe by throwing a big old beach towel, and it was perfect.
If it can't see it, it doesn't think that it's in any harm. It also means that when I'm up close, I've got a bit of a buffer. It's got a pretty sharp bite on it.
I removed the darts. They all came out quite easily.
I'm going to take this dart out first. He's still pretty conscious, isn't he? I just cleaned his little wound up. He had a bit of blood from that first dart.
So I cleaned it up to make the wound unattractive to flies.
Yeah, it's a bit cleaner, mate.
With the darts removed, it's time for the critical phase of the operation.
It was pretty much the perfect time to get in there and put the collar on.
Right, here we go.
Being aware of how dangerous that head is was at the front of my mind.
As long as I can keep his head secure. Yeah.
What do you want me to do, Ed?
Mate, you just be wary of that hind region. I'll be right. I'll be right.
I'll stay on the same side as you.
I was very aware of the fact that as soon as Ed went down its neck a bit, it turned its head to follow where it knew he was there.
You come round and just hold his head off me. If you put your hand there.
Yep.
Just there.
You're right, big fella.
I'd like to think I've got pretty good dexterity, but when you got a big heavy animal below you and you've got a time constraint, trying to get something like a little 8mm nut over a bolt onto an animal that could bite you or hit you with its head at any moment, mate, it's like first date. Mate. You get the stress comes up and the dexterity loses, and you might drop that nut at any moment.
I'm surprised there's still so much muscle tension in his neck and his head. He's still pretty strong.
You know, there's no second chance here.
Check always.
Yeah, he's not completely.
Boom.
He's got his collar on.
Done, Rick.
Yeah, look out. He wants to bring his head around a bit. You happy with the collar?
Mate, that's perfect.
Yeah.
The beauty of having that soft fabric collar on is that it won't impact the animal in any way. So if we wanted to, we could leave this collar on the animal and it would be happy for it for 4 years.
What I want to do next is get the rope off his leg.
Oh, I think it farted on me just then. Yeah.
Wasn't me.
Oh, it definitely farted.
Well, that's a good sign. Means his gut's moving.
With the collar now attached, it's essential that Rick checks and records the animal's health.
Not every day you get up this close and personal with a totally wild animal. Never been this close to a human being before, I suppose. But his heart's nice and strong and steady, so I'm happy with that. His temperature is 38.2, which is in normal range. This animal's not stressed at all. Oxygen 100%, which is perfect, and his pulse pretty normal.
Let's get that antagonist in. Wake him up.
The antagonist shot acts as a reversal agent, so the animal can regain full consciousness.
Once this is in him, he may decide to wake up in a bit of a hurry, so your last job is to whip that towel off him and stand back. Like just there. Needles in.
Oh.
Reversal agents in.
Oh.
Hey, big fella. There he goes. He's thinking about it.
Hey. Well done, Rick.
Thanks, mate. He's up and away.
Beautiful.
He's healthy, he's uppy.
Good to see.
Don't fall over, mate.
That's
Stay
exactly.
steady, but
Did
he's going to walk away. He's going to walk away whistling. As far as we were concerned, that was a healthy animal walking off into its environment, and we would be able to track its movements through the collar.
That feeling of seeing the animal stand up, I can't explain. We knew that everything had gone right.
This is why I love veterinary science, because there's always something new to be done. After 50 years, I'm still finding new things that make me excited. And it was just a very, very rewarding experience that we were able to pull it off.
Coming up,